What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another FPL video. My name is Mo, and today we're going to be talking about the best captaincy choice for Game Week 30 for the FPL season 2020-2021. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome, and if you've been here before and you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button if you like what you see. I'm almost at 200 subscribers and I'm looking to hit my 500 subscriber target by the end of the season for me to win that PS5 from the bet that I have with my friends. So help me get to that channel subscription limit and challenge of 500. Hit that subscribe icon and be part of this channel. If you like what you see, hit the like icon and also hit the notification icon if you want to get the latest notifications of when I release my content and how I can help you become the best FPL manager for the FPL game. So let's start off with my candidates for the best captaincy. I have 5 candidates for this week, and at number 1 I have chosen Bruno Fernandez. Now, Bruno Fernandez will be playing Brighton at home. So for me, I think that's going to be one of the most favourable fixtures. If I go through his kind of statistics for the last 5 game weeks, so in terms of returns, he's got 3 returns in the last 5 game weeks with 2 goals and 1 assist. So we can go through that here. As you guys can see from the game week 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. So game week 25, yep, he's got 2 goals and 1 assist. And the total he's got 2 double game week calls and he's got 31 points. I don't see a reason why he can't be delivering in this game week. He's owned by around 56% of managers. So if you captain him, and he does well, you're going to be going in the right direction in terms of green arrows. However, if you don't captain him and he does really well, and the other people have a majority of him as captain, which is going to be a likelihood as well due to the nature of the fixture and the standard of the player, it can be quite detrimental in terms of your position in your leagues and the game itself. So for me, I think with 31 points, averaging just over 6 points a game in the last 5 game weeks, I don't think it's going to be kind of like even like a discussion point for me. Yes, I know there are other players who are going to be playing kind of like similar teams in terms of strength or weaknesses, but I'll go through that in my opinion, why I believe Bruno is, for me, kind of like the best manager for this game week, based on kind of like since when he's come into the league, what returns he has. And it's insane in terms of number of points. He's already crossed the 200 point mark. And I think it can only continue for the rest of the season. He's kind of like always in and around the kind of like vocal point of United, always takes penalties. You've got Pogba coming back into the squad. Hopefully Cavani will be back. Rashford is recovering from his injury as well. So it looks quite promising, especially against Brighton as well. So for me, the number 1 choice for captaincy for this game week, for game week 30, has to be Bruno Fernandez for this game week. So for number 2, I have chosen Harry Kane. Now, Harry Kane is playing Newcastle away. So in terms of fixture-wise, it says rating as 3. But for me, I think that's easily a 2, if not a 1. Newcastle without St. Maximin, and Callum Wilson are pretty much half the team, what they usually are if they are in the squad itself. Steve Bruce, hasn't had the most of easiest of times. The crowds, the supporters are against Newcastle. The brand of football they're playing is very negative. However, you can kind of say the same thing about Spurs as well, going from all the way from Pochettino's kind of like aggressive, the Tottenham Spurs kind of way, to kind of like the Mourinho factor now, where they're playing kind of parking the bus and seeing how it goes, score 1 goal and then kind of like hold on to it if they can. So it's going to be interesting to see. Harry Kane is owned by around 45% of managers, 11.6 mil. High scoring striker in the league this season, which isn't a surprise because he's been that consistently for the last couple of seasons for this game. But I think against Newcastle, he's got a really good chance to get a good game week return. Again, if I had to weigh that up against Bruno against Brighton and Newcastle for Spurs, I think the fact that I believe United can score more goals on their day is what kind of tilts me towards Bruno Fernandez, and also the fact that they both take penalties, so there's not much difference. That's saying that Kane might bag a hat-trick or a hat-trick of returns of goals. Either way, it could happen, but for me, I think he's going to be a good choice against Newcastle. He might be without Son, which might be kind of like, something which, it might not be something that Kane, can really thrive on because they've had a really good partnership in terms of the season. Will Bale play or not play? I think the defeat against Arsenal was quite painful, and then it was even more painful to be knocked out, being 2-0 up, and then losing 3-2 in terms of the tie, and playing the 30 minutes extra. So obviously he's played for England as well. So how many minutes has Harry Kane kind of accumulated? that's one of the main reasons as well why I'm kind of like favouring Bruno over Kane himself. But if we go through some of his stats for the last 5 game weeks, he's got 6 returns. Game week 25, yeah. He's got 6 returns with 4 goals and 2 assists. And he's got a total of 19 points against Crystal Palace, where he had 2 goals and 2 assists in the game alone. And he's got 36 points in the last 5 game weeks. So Harry Kane, I won't be surprised if, it's a split between Bruno and Kane in terms of captaincy, and people might see Newcastle as like an easier fixture on paper than Brighton. So Kane also might be quite popular as well in terms of captaincy choices. If you've got both in your team and they both do well, it might not be much of a loss for you in terms of ranking. But again, it's a flip of a coin who you think will be better and will get a better game week return. But do bear in mind, he has played extra time in a European tie and he's played for England as well. So that's something to consider for Harry Kane himself. At number 3 for captaincy, I have chosen Patrick Bamford. Now, Patrick Bamford for me, it says 75% chance of playing. I don't know why the game hasn't updated, because he played in the last game against Fulham. So in terms of his game itself, he is playing Sheffield United at home, which I think is the easiest fixture in the league at the moment, considering they are the worst team in the league. So let's have a look at his last 5 game weeks and his returns. He's got 3 returns with 2 goals and 1 assist. And he's got a total point of 22, with 11 of those coming in the last game week. For me, there's no reason why he can't get another double game week total. And the best thing I like about Patrick Bamford is he's very humble in the way he kind of goes about his business. He's not very selfish as a striker. I think he could be a lot more selfish. But if you look carefully here, I'll show you guys. He's got 14 goals along with 9 assists. So he's very, very kind of like selfless as well, that if he can see a teammate who's in a better position to score, he will kind of let them in, or kind of put them through to ensure that Leeds benefit as a team overall. So Patrick Bamford for me, playing Sheffield, he's owned by around 50% of managers. Again, a lot of people might go for him as a differential captain. So that'd be something worth looking at, because last time, if you see Jamie Vardy, he got 3 assists, got a double-digit game week return, and a lot of people, if they had captain him, would have had a good return from Jamie Vardy. So Patrick Bamford, for me, is going to be the 3rd choice best captain for game week 30. At number 4, I've got Mason Mount for Chelsea. Now, he's owned by around 14.5% of managers. He's 7 million in price, just over 100 points he's got. But the thing about Mason Mount is he's been like the most consistent player to be chosen from the kind of like offensive point of view for Chelsea since Tuchel has come in. So the risk of rotation for him is not as high as some of the other players have been, so in terms of Havertz, Ziyech, Pulisic. Yes, he's been rotated, but I guess because of the season's nature and the close fixture congestion, and you got European games and other FA Cup games coming up as well. So that's something to consider. But Mount is always there or thereabouts on the team sheet itself. So let's have a look at his goal week returns. He's got 2 returns in the last 5 game weeks, and they're both 2 goals. He's got 2 double-digit game weeks, 1 against Southampton, 1 against Liverpool. And as you guys can see, for the price you're paying, he's got 28 points over the last 5 game weeks. If you look at that in comparative to Bruno Fernandez, who's worth nearly 11.5 mil, he's £4.5 million cheaper for the game. And there's only a 3-point gap in terms of what they've achieved between them two. So if you look at the fixtures as well, not only West Brom, they've got Crystal Palace, followed by West Ham and Fulham. So Mason Mount might actually be a really good shout for you to get in. He's a set-piece specialist in terms of short free kicks, long free kicks, corners. He's always there or thereabouts for the kind of like attacking returns for Chelsea. And again, being one of the people who are going to be kind of like most likely to be selected by Tuchel in this squad, then Mason Mount automatically for me becomes kind of like an automatic pick for captaincy choice if he is in your team. He's a really good differential. So if you're looking for a differential option at 14.5%, if you captain him and he comes good and he gets you a double game week return, and you have players from other teams such as Bruno, KDB, Kane in as well, and they do well, maybe this will help your ranking further up the field, because you'll still get points for them as well. Maybe not double, but if you can get double off him where other teams don't have him, comparatively, you will do a lot better overall in this game week. So that's Mason Mount coming in at number 4. And at number 5 for me, it's going to be Mahrez. Now, out of all the players that I'm going to go through now in terms of the total points, he actually has the highest, which will raise a few eyebrows, and I've put him at number 5. Now, why I've chosen Mahrez is he's someone who's a differential option. He's only owned by 7% of managers, priced at 8 mil, 129 points. He's playing his previous club, which is Leicester. Now, obviously, there'll be always some kind of argy-bargy, some kind of vendetta against them. But let me give you a breakdown of his last 5 game weeks. So in the last 5 game weeks, he has had 6 returns, which is joint highest for these 5 options that I've given you along with Kane. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists. And 2 of the games, he's got a game week return of double digits, so 12 points and 18 points, respectively, against Wolves and Southampton. I think he's someone... Obviously, there's a risk of rotation, but he's played a lot more minutes this season for me than last season, and I think because of Sterling being out of form, it makes Mahrez that much more potent, and I think he's going to be a good chance, with the kind of like Leicester having a break and, they're not having Harold v. Barnes or Maddison in their game. It shouldn't affect their game generally too much because they've done well with Iheanacho and Vardy being up front, but I still think, City going forward will have a lot to kind of expose or take advantage of in terms of open places because Leicester do play attackingly. So it's yet to be seen, and obviously there is a risk of rotation with all the Champions League games coming up. But I think Riyad Mahrez, it's a good player to have under your radar because if he does go big, he generally does go big. So for me, that's going to be the number 5 choice of captaincy for game week 30. So for me, that's the 5 top picks for captaincy, guys. For me, for game week 30. So I'll go through them again for you. Number 1, which is Bruno, who's going to be my captain against Brighton, followed by Harry Kane against Newcastle, followed by number 3. Captain was Bamford against Sheffield. Mount at number 4. And at number 5, I'm going to be picking Riyad Mahrez, who's going to be playing Leicester in this game week. So that was my 5 captaincy choices for game week 30. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with my choices? Have I got anyone on there that you guys have chosen? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Have I not put anyone in the top 5 selection of captaincy that you guys are going to choose as captain, who you think is going to be a better pick? Let me know. Put some comments in there. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the subscribe icon if you want to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification icon if you want the latest notifications of when I release my content on my channel FPL Inkling. My name is Mo. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you guys soon.